Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, today we are going to be doing another episode in the Crash Course series for Digimon. And I think we mentioned this in the last video, but this is going to be green. I'll be playing a green deck against TrueChampionSteven, who's joining me once again in this series. He will be playing a red deck. So it's after Christmas, but it's kind of Christmas themed. It's green and red. Anyways, green, I will say, of all the decks I've played, green, I just think my brain doesn't wrap around it quite as easily. So this is going to be a good learning exercise for me. But hopefully you can learn as well through the mistakes that I make, if you will. But yeah, we'll chat with Steven a little bit about green and how it plays, and then we'll get into some gameplay, and then we'll wrap it up. But thank you so much again for watching these videos, and I'll see you after the matches. Welcome back. Yeah, this is going to be another matchup, another Crash Course here with TrueChampionSteven. And this week we are doing the Christmas matchup. We are going to be doing, I'm playing green. I'm going to attempt to pilot green against red, which you've already seen on this channel.
Yeah.
So you will see Steve's red Gallantmon deck. Gallantmon, does it have Omnimon in it? Yeah, I think it has Omnimon.
I play 2 Omnimon in the list, but the deck is designed to use Gallantmon as its main finisher. Personally, it's my favorite way to play red right now in the current 1.0 format.
The trashing security is like
absolutely
so
broken.
Good. So
in the late game, there is no better finisher than Gallantmon. No way.
It's a terrifying card to see on the field. But so in terms of green, I actually played against a green deck of yours. You had that Titanmon deck early that we played.
Yeah, it was like it was like Hercules Titanmon beatdown kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. So the version I'm going to be playing actually has a little bit more Rosemon, and I think it leans more into maybe the game designer thought of green, which is like all this like suspending on your opponent's turn and controlling in that weird way.
Right. Yeah, I would say like a really interesting thing about green is that it's a very aggressive color by nature of how the cards like have higher DP values on average. There's a ton of power gain effects. All the cards can come into play like lightning fast. And so like you would think, oh, it's a super aggro deck. But no, it has like a really cool control aspect too in the form of suspending Digimon and then using your powerful DP attacks to swing into those Digimon. And Rosemon's a really good use of actually adding defense into this sort of more aggressive strategy because it can literally shut down game-winning boards against your opponent, especially if they don't know what's coming. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do love that about green, that it has all these this card text that says opponent's turn, which is
it has a lot of just like core key interaction within it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And then it also has a couple of your favorite tamers in Mimi and Izzy.
Oh, Mimi and Izzy, the ship that we all love. They are a power couple in this game too. It's great.
Yeah, they're wild. They're wild. So we will get into this gameplay, and you can see me figure out how to maneuver this green. We're gonna learn together. So yeah, do you want to roll them dice?
Yes, sir. We'll go with high. I rolled a 3.
Yep.
And you rolled a 6, so you'll be going first
somehow. Okay. So I will go first, and yeah, playing this green against. What am I playing against here?
Playing red.
Playing red.
Christmas,
oh, okay.
Christmas themes right now. Just
yeah,
red and
and
green.
Right. That's right. This is the Christmas match. Red versus green. What Christmas color will win? All right, cool. I will flip over this egg here. And yeah, I was saying to you just before we started this match that this is gonna be my first time playing green ever. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how this goes.
2 of the most aggressive colors in the game, duking it out. See what happens.
You know what? I'll go into this Tentamon there.
Yes, sir.
Draw a card, and you know what? Let's not give you too much to work with. Let's just go Kabuterimon for 1, and over to you.
I'll draw for the turn. I'll go ahead and hatch a Koromon. I'll go ahead and evolve Agumon, draw 1. And I'll just go ahead and play a Bio. Give you 1. Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead and draw. Let's bring up this Kabuterimon. Let's see. What do we do here? We are gonna leave me with a measly old 1, huh?
Measly old 1.
You know what I will do? I will just go into a Palmon, put you at 2. I'll reveal the top 3 cards. And then
No level
add 1
4.
level 4. Oh, big sad. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. I mean, it doesn't.
Could you imagine how good it would be if it was level 4 or greater?
Oh my gosh.
Best card in the game. I'll draw for turn. I'll go ahead and promote an Agumon. I'll go ahead and evolve into Dark Tyrannomon. Go to 1, draw a card. And I think I will just play down a Gyumon, give you 2. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. Let's draw. Let's go ahead and hatch here. And what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Let's go into this Agumon to start with.
Yes, sir.
Draw. I have 2 to work with.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna go into a Lilymon, I think, for 2. Put you at 0. Draw a card.
Yep.
And I guess I'll just... Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon without blocker. And this one says gets plus 1,000 for every suspended. Suspend with 3,000 or less. Interesting. So this is me trying to like figure out like I think that green, if I'm like guessing like what green is to some degree,
yeah,
it would be that this one is all about like combo. It's like a weird combo thing, right? Like you have to like build up to like an oppressive board state that is all about suspending. Like you can't do a ton on one turn except for like Flower Cannon, right? Or maybe
right. Yeah. So like I think we touched on this last time when we did a video and I played green in that one. Green is basically like the beatdown color of the Digimon TCG, and the way it achieves that is by having really cheap evolution costs as sort of like its source of ramping, essentially. And the goal is to ramp to big level 6s as fast as possible. And once you do that, you gain a bunch of advantage and pressure off of that against your opponents, and you can use that to build either a wider board or get in some really clutch attacks that, if you sequence properly with a card like Flower Cannon, let's say at the end of the game, you can just close it out like that, and it's pretty easy. So I would say like it's a beatdown kind of deck, not necessarily combo in the sense that you need very specific cards at specific times. More like over time, the more just mass amount of advantage you build on your actual board will just create so much pressure against your opponent. Is usually what ends up happening. And it all hinges on having really high level dudes, like level 5s and 6s in play at all times.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna swing with Lilymon into security. This is maybe a mistake, but I'm trying to. So I'll do this, and I will suspend your Gyumon.
Gyumon is rested, so now it's 7,000 DP.
And so I'm going into the security.
And I'll take the 1.
Yep. Don't
it's
die.
7 to 7. It is dead.
Dang. Spin on your opponent's Digimon 3,000. No, that's so sad.
If had that been a Tainomon, it would have been 8,000 DP. But sadly, it is a Freemon, and I only have 1 rested dude, regrettably.
All right. Well,
math is not our friend this time.
No, not today. Not today. Let's see here. What do we want to do? I think with that, all I'm going to do is just play another Palmon, put you at 3, reveal the top 3. There we go. There's a level 4. We got something. So I add it to my hand?
Yep, and then put the rest on the bottom.
Okay.
I'll draw for turn. I'll go ahead and hatch. I'll go ahead and evolve. I'll draw. I'll go ahead and swing at you for 7.
Okay. 12.
Dead.
You know what? I'll take that little bit of luck.
I'll go ahead and play a Volcanic Dramon. Give you 8. Kill both your dudes, please.
Okay. Dead. So I am at 8. So much memory.
Yeah.
So much memory. A lot. Let's go ahead and draw. Let's hatch. Yeah, let's go into this Kabuterimon there for 1. Going to 7. I'll draw. That is an interesting play. I'm gonna. Oh man, this. I guess this is actually a good turn to do. So I'm gonna Flower Cannon for 2.
Go to step. I'll go to 5. Who do you rest?
It says, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll suspend Volcanic Dramon. And then we are gonna. Okay. I'm actually gonna play. Oh man, this is maybe a mistake. I'll play this Puppetmon. I'll suspend the Guillaumon.
Okay, now nothing can stand during my turn. I go to 6. I will draw for turn. I will go ahead and promote the Guillaumon.
That was a weird combo of plays. I have no idea if that's the right combo.
I'll go ahead and evolve into Cordramon. I'll draw. And then I'll just activate a Gaia Force, give you 4, and I'll kill the Kabuterimon, please.
Okay.
Over to you.
Okay. I will draw. And what do we want to do here? We are gonna. So I got 4 to work with. Oh boy. Oh no. Well. I guess I will go ahead. I'll swing into that Guillaumon that's suspended.
This guy? Yeah, he's dead. Gain 1.
So I'm going to go up to 5. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, let's go into this Rosemon here for 3.
Rosemon's a level 6.
Oh, Rosemon is a level 6, as well as Puppetmon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You can tell I've literally never played this deck before now. So
Back to 5.
Trying to basically figure out how this all works. This is very strange. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and hard play this Cherrymon, put you at 3.
I'll go to 3. I'll restand the Volcanic. I'll draw for turn. I'll go ahead and hatch. I'll evolve, draw 1. I'll swing at you for 10 with +1 security attack.
I'll block that.
Okay, that's dead. I'll go ahead and evolve into Metal Tyrannomon, go to 0, draw a card. I will swing at Puppetmon, effect of Yokomon, gain 1000 DP, it's 11 to 10, he's dead.
Okay.
And then for turn, I will just evolve into a BO, give you 2. Go ahead.
This is not looking great. Yet another game where I'm like... It's funny. It's almost like I think cards like Palmon are actually worse than they are good. Do you know what I mean?
Searchers can... It depends on how you sort of use them. I feel like having a generic card like that can make your deck building a bit easier for you. Because if you play a high number of them and you like using them during your game, you could justify running maybe less of level 4s because you do have a searcher for them.
That's true.
But it's not guaranteed. It's not like an Ultra Ball that goes, oh, let me grab any Pokemon I want. Guaranteed. It's just like, will it be there? Will it not? But if you play multiples and you do it a lot, you'll end up more times than not getting what you need. And because of the inherent just draw power in this game, that's enough to get a really good consistent strategy going. So I see decks that play high numbers of that, but they also play high numbers of other rookies as well. Like I've seen decks that play like 20 rookies and they play 4 of those. Just that way they have an easier way to get to level 4s because they're playing less to make room for more rookies.
So yeah, I guess that from an interesting strategy standpoint, right? If you're going to run... Because what I've noticed is that both times I played these, a bunch of rookies have just now gone to the bottom. And every time I play something that draws and then I send the rest to the bottom, I always feel worse about what I sent to the bottom.
Yeah, and I feel like there's just more things better down there sometimes.
Right. Well, and I know for a fact now, at least in this game, these 2 plays bricked my deck up. Just straight up.
Right.
And I know that this is just one game, but I noticed that too when I was playing the red deck that has the Tamer that has a similar effect.
Yeah, Agumon, yeah.
So... That's for me. That was like one where it was like, the whole sending.
I would say unless you have a bunch of those in your deck, Like unless you play 4 and then 4 of the Togemon, which are just for 5s and 6s, like you're never and you play a bunch of those, you're never really gonna get enough value out of them game to game to actually get you the cards you need. But if you're like fishing for certain things, like I can't tell you how many games I've whipped a level 4 or whipped a level 5 that having a card that would be nice. So it's like a cost benefit of like this card won't always be useful. It might actually be bad sometimes, but in the few times or the many times sometimes where it actually is good, it's the best card in the deck, right? It's just it has a situational kind of use, which I get is not like favorable for people when it comes to building consistently. But as of right now, that's the best kind of searcher we have in the Digimon TCG. And until we get just like generic search for like specific Digimon, that's all we got.
Interesting. Okay.
In the future, we will get better ones that can search for either specific name guys or specific types of Digimon. For example, Metal Tyrannomon here is a cyborg and a virus. There'll be cards that can search for those types of things.
Okay. Interesting.
Which is cool. Yeah, so it'll be kind of different, but it is an option right now.
Well, I am gonna go ahead. I'll just hard play this Togemon for 6, put you at 4. Call it.
This is what I would say is the worst part about green is that the entire deck is so incentivized to digivolve that if you have to ever hard play your cards, they just suck. Like all your champions are either 6 costs, all your ultimates are like 7 or 8 costs sometimes. It's just ridiculous. The play costs, but it again is because they have such cheap evolution costs, and that's why decks and that's another reason why cards like Palamon are super cool. Is like if you have this rookie on board and it grabs you level 4, that means you can instantly, if you have the memory, just play it down now, and now it's not worse for you; it's actually better for you now. So like that's another reason why playing more rookies is really good, because then you have plenty of ways to evolve into those champions, which if you weren't evolving them are useless. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, so I think green decks are one of the few decks that have to be like 15 rookies minimum, because you just need so many to evolve up into your dudes. Otherwise, you get no value.
Yeah, that's a good call. I have 14 rookies right now, which is what I was running in blue.
Anything less than 15 is I don't think is correct right now.
Okay, that's good to know.
Because like all the champions besides maybe Vegemon, just you never want to hard play them.
All right, security plus 1.
10? Yeah, security plus 1, so it's 2.
All right, 1,000, 6,000.
Okay, cards and trash.
Many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Go ahead and evolve into Gallantmon. Go to 0, draw a card. I'll swing at you for 12 effect. You lose 1 already. So that one goes away. No effect activates.
Oh, okay, you're right. Because
it's trash, not checked, and then you take the one.
Flower Cannon.
And then Flower Cannon rests this, but doesn't rest this, and then I'll swing for game.
Okay. Oh, man. The one time I have a good security card, and it doesn't matter.
No to self, kids. No to self, kids. Against green, always save your blockers for last. Always save those blockers for last.
Okay, so you kind of talked about it a little bit there, but in terms of green, like, being that it needs to... So if you're going to build a green deck, for anybody out there...
Evolving is the only consistency mechanic you have.
Okay.
Leveraging that as much as possible is the best thing you can do. You don't need high numbers of level 4s, 5s, and 6s, but what you need is a lot of numbers of just rookies, so that way they can be in play and then be evolved into other things.
Okay.
That's why cards like Mimi are so great, because they give you the ability to flood your board with more cards during your turn that you can then evolve for cheaper, which is pretty cool. Not only do you get free cards, but you get cards that are now easier to play.
And what is your feeling on Rosemon?
It's a great card.
Okay.
It's a good way to sort of add a little bit of extra defense to a deck that is normally really aggressive. It's a nice sort of top-end strategy for this sort of aggressive archetype. I think the deck that actually won the core TCG event you and I went to was a green Rosemon deck.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I have not seen that list, but that's what I thought when I saw Rosemon. Its effect, for anybody out there who doesn't know, it on your opponent's turn when they attack, if Rosemon is suspended, you can suspend one of your opponents.
They have to attack a player or security. Yes. So if they attack a Digimon, the effect doesn't activate, but yes.
So yeah, it's a really interesting, to your point, defensive strategy of like, if you want to attack my security, fine, but I'm gonna make it not great for you, basically.
And at the very least, it'll always eat up one attack during your opponent's turn. So like if your opponent ever has like 4 attacks, that if all 4 of those succeed, they go in for a game, just dropping a Rosemon at rest either makes that only 2 attacks or it makes it 3 attacks, because they need to waste the first one just by attacking into the Rosemon.
So in terms of building, like you said, building consistency, having 15 or more rookies in this deck, and then having probably like 2, 3 Izzies or 2 or 3 Mimis to just cycle through your deck?
Right now, I like a 2-2 split, but some people just like doing just either 3 Izzy or 3 Mimi because those are both like in theory consistency cards. One is more for an aggressive consistency, and the other one's more for just like a generic cards in hand. I like having the balance of both, and having 4 Tamers in general gives you a really high likelihood of seeing one of them in your security, which is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Whenever you get one of those cards for free, it's just insane. Also, if you are playing 3 Izzy, sticking 2 in play is insane. You literally draw your entire deck. It's great.
Okay, well, let's run that back. Let's see if I can learn from. I'm not going to rebuild my deck, but do what I can with my 14.
Right. 14. Try and make sure that your rookies don't just die to volcanic Digimon, so that way you can evolve into stuff.
No, that's a very good point. Because also, like, to your point about knowing your matchups, right? Like, forgetting that volcanic Digimon was a thing for some reason. I'm like, I got some rookies out. It's fine, and it's like, no, I'm about to board wipe you, and it's like, oh dang.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Sounds good.
So let's go ahead, flip that over. And okay, cool. Yeah, we are gonna go into this Goblinmon there. Let's draw. And then we are gonna This is interesting. I think I am gonna give you less to work with. So I'm just going to go into Kabuterimon for 1. And over to you. You start with 1.
I'll go ahead and evolve into a mono. I'll draw for that. And then I'll play a tie. Now I'll 3 all the time.
Okay.
Okay.
I will draw. And we are gonna... You're going to start at 3 all the time now, huh? Well, we'll bring this out. Let's go into this Lilymon here for 2. Go to 1, draw a card. And then we are gonna, let's play our own Mimi.
Go to 3 for me?
Yeah.
I'll draw for turn. I'll go ahead and promote. I'll go ahead and evolve, draw 1. I'll play down a Monodramon. And then for turn, I will simply just evolve into Skullgreymon, give you 3. Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead and draw. Attach. Let's go ahead and go into this Titamon there for 2. 1, draw a card. Let's go ahead and swing into security, and we will suspend Skullgreymon.
Okay. I'll take the 1. It's 6, you're good.
And then what do we want to do here? I guess. Oof, this is tough. I guess I don't need to do that, so yeah, I think this is okay. Just gonna hard play Vegemon for 4, put you at 3.
I'll go to 3. I'll draw for turn. I'll go ahead and hatch. I'll evolve into Agu, draw 1. I'll evolve down here, go to 2, draw 1. I'll go ahead and I'll just Gaia Force, go to 6, and I'll kill the Titamon, please.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I am at what, 6?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's draw. Well, I guess we will go into this Mega Kabuterimon there for 2. Go down to 4. Let's draw a card. All right, let's go into Goblinmon. Draw a card. We will. I don't have a. I do have a level 5. Aha. I'm gonna suspend Mimi to bring this Goblinmon up.
User.
And that one now it does not have.
It can attack. Yes.
Can attack. Okay.
Because at no point in that card's lifespan this turn has it been played. It's been hatched, evolved, and moved. Never been played.
Okay. Let's see. We are gonna. Got 4. Yeah, we are gonna go into Kabuterimon there. Go to 3. Let's go ahead and does that Skull Greymon, does it have any other fancy effects?
Nope, just a 7,000 DP dude right now.
Okay. What am I at? 3. I want to be conscious of Volcanic Dramon. So
all your dudes are already 6,000, 5,000, so they can't die.
That's true. That's true. We'll go.
Unless you just want to play 2 little guys from play, you know.
We'll do Goblinmon
go to
there.
1.
Go to 1.
Yep.
Then we are gonna go Kabuterimon there.
Yep.
Go to 0. Draw a card. And I guess let's go ahead. Oh man, this is where it gets to that question of like, what's the right? I'm not asking. I'm just like thinking out loud, right? Of like,
yeah, you're fine. Go ahead.
You know, this is a beatdown deck, but do you wait to start beating down? I guess I can wait, right?
Well, in any game ever, you know, there's this idea of who should be the aggressor, who should be the person that like is responding. If you feel like you're ready to go in, I see no reason not to. However, I will say that a beatdown deck, a good beatdown player will understand that if I go in now, what's the likelihood I get severely punished and then can't come back? If you feel like even if you get punished, you can come back and win the game still, no reason not to attack now. If you feel like if you attack, even if you don't have a security, I can just swing at you, have removal spells, and then do other stuff. Your board's gone now.
And knowing you have tie, I'm
like being beat down is one thing, but playing risky is another thing.
Yeah.
Separately from what this deck is trying to do.
I'll just go into Rosemon here for 3. Yeah. Put you at 3. I'll draw a card.
I'll draw for turn. I'll go ahead and promote.
I guess I'm choosing there to like keep drawing, right? Make sure I have those cards in hand, to your point of having, you know, if I need to respond later, I can just do that.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and evolve into Greymon, go to 1, draw a card. And then I'll evolve into Gallantmon, go to 3, draw a card, and I will target the Kabuterimon in the middle, please, and he is dead.
Okay. That Gallantmon, I've only played with Gallantmon like once. Is that Gallantmon's effect? Like
when it digivolves, if I have a red tamer in play, I can target one of your 6,000 DP or less dudes and kill it.
All right.
And then when he attacks, depending on how much cards in your trash, you lose security checks.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and draw. Attach. And we are gonna get this freebie out of it and draw. And I'm at 3, so let's go ahead and go to that for 1. Go to 2. Ooh, interesting. Oh, this is an interesting play. Yeah, we're gonna Flower Cannon, and I will suspend the Gallantmon.
Okay.
Go to 0. And we will go ahead and swing with, let me see, as 2 or more suspended Digimon gain 1. Oh, we don't have that. You know, I'm gonna use Mimi here, and then bring up this Vegemon. And I'll go ahead and swing with Rosemon into security.
Okay, I'll take the 1. It's 15 to 11. She's
Lord
dead.
of mercy. Lord of mercy.
Hey, I'm red, man. I got powerful DP cards in this deck.
That's true. Let's see here. Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna terrorist cluster.
This guy goes to the bottom.
Gallimon, yeah.
And these are gone.
And then you will go to 7.
7. Draw for turn. I'll go ahead and hatch. Go ahead and evolve. Draw. I'll go ahead and evolve into Skull Greymon. Go to 4. Draw a card. I'll go ahead and evolve into Gallimon. Go to 0. Draw a card. Effect. Target the Vegemon. It's dead.
Okay.
I'll swing at you for 12. Effect. How many cards are in your trash?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
So you take so trash the first one.
Okay, it's just trash.
And then you take 2.
So terrorist cluster was the first one.
I was supposed to do it. Activate main effect, right?
Yeah, return of your suspended. So I'll return that, and you.
And then you don't take the second one now. Yeah. You just take 1.
So that was a very lucky security situation.
I'll go ahead and for turn just Digivolve into Metal Greymon. Go to 3. Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead and draw. Let's bring Mimi back up. Let's hatch. This is interesting. Let's just go into this Lilymon for 2. Go to 1, draw a card. Let's go into Tentamon here for free. Draw a card. Does that have any security +1 effects?
Yes, Greymon.
Okay, so the Metal Greymon does. So you're going to be hitting 1, 2, 3 security next turn, maybe.
No, it's just 2.
Oh, 2, but I said the Agumon in the back.
Oh, this guy. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm at 1. I think that's okay to take that. But I have basically 4 memory to work with here. So the question is, do I do anything with that 4? Yeah, I'll just go into Togemon here, and you'll just go up to 3. Actually, no, I'll use this before I do that. Bring this dude up.
No worries.
Go into that. And I'll draw, and it's over.
Now you can activate the effect.
The Wind Digivolving. Reveal the top 3 cards. Yeah, okay.
Couldn't do that before, but now you can.
And then what am I looking for? A level 5 or higher? There we go.
Here it is.
So we got something out of that. There's some value in this.
Draw for turn. Cards in security.
Cards in 3.
Just 3. Okay. I'll go ahead and evolve into Cordramon. Go to 1. Draw a card. I'll go ahead and evolve into Gallimon. Go to 3. Draw a card. Effect. Target your Lilymon. It's dead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, let's see here. Let's draw my last baby. My last little hatchling. Let's go ahead and get into this Agumon there. Draw
yes, sir.
A card. I've only got 3 to work with. That's not fun. Gallimon is going to trash and get +1, right?
Yeah, thanks to the Greymon. So right now he's swinging for 4 checks by himself, essentially.
Oh boy. We're going to go ahead and Flower Cannon. Go to 1, the Gallimon.
Yep.
And then we are going to Puppetmon for 11, put you at 10, and suspend. Yeah.
I'll go ahead and evolve into Agumon. Draw 1. I'll go ahead and play a Gaia Force. Give you 2. Kill your Puppetmon.
Okay.
And then for turn, I'll just play a Cordra. Give you 3. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's go ahead and draw. Let's bring out this baby here. Interesting. What do I even do? I feel like I just gotta get rid of that Gallantmon if I can. And I'm at 3. I'm not entirely certain I can get rid of that Gallantmon. That's a tough one. When 3 is just not enough, you know what I mean? Guess. So tough. Like, this deck feels like it's so... it's interesting.
I mean, you've already gotten rid of 2 Galmon before, just one more.
It's just well, I did. I put it on the bottom. I didn't put it on. I guess you have to get to the bottom.
Is he on the board right now?
He is on the board.
No, I meant the other 2.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I have successfully gotten rid of some things. I guess it probably makes the most sense to go here for 2. Go to 1, draw a card. And then you don't have any extra security checks on any of that stuff, so...
No, but there's still 3 of them, and you take potentially 2 or 3 when this just swings anyway.
Yeah. But it can't swing more than once. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and play Cherrymon. Just hard play it for 8, put you at 7.
All right, I'll go for turn. I'll draw. I'll bring up the Agu. How many cards are in your trash?
Oh, so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Okay. I'll swing at you for 11. Trash the first 2 security cards before anything else happens.
Oh, okay. Before I even block?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a win attacking effect.
Yep.
Okay, so those will both go away. Now I swing at you for 11 and 2.
I'll block with that.
Okay. I'll swing at you for 2.
Okay. That's a 5.
And then he's dead. And then Cordra will swing for game.
Boy, howdy.
Again. This Cordra is your killer right here.
I mean, there's not... Yeah, I'm like...
It's the same one. It's the same one. He came back.
My gosh. This is... This green deck, man, it's weird. I mean, I'm sure, like... it probably... Part of it is just building it better. For sure. But it's a weird deck.
Maybe not... And potentially just, like responding to things as they come. I felt like you wasted a couple things maybe. I think I saw you go for like a flower cannon without like actually killing anything in the process. Like if your flower cannon isn't used to win the game or used to control my board, it shouldn't be used most of the time.
Okay.
Because that's like green's like best form of removal is just resting stuff and then swinging at it because your DP is stronger than theirs most of the time.
Okay. So the thing that I
like
didn't
you could have
do...
like that turn your Rosemon died. Instead of taking a security, you could have swung Rosemon into Gallantmon, controlled that one. Later on, I attack with the next one. It gets the Terror Cluster from the security, and then you have a Terror Cluster still in your hand to get rid of the last one.
Yeah,
is an example of like what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I guess I was too precious with not having them die, and then it just died anyway against security, right? So.
No, it was more like you were so hesitant. You were so like dependent on like dealing damage early that you never wanted to actually own the board, and you just like let me take control of it.
Okay.
But a deck like that has the tools it needs to either build a big board or stop my board from getting bigger because it has control cards thanks to cards like Rosemon, Flower Cannon, Terror Cluster, etc. And it's by being a bigger DP. Like you would notice, like until I had big dudes, I wasn't swinging at you. Because I knew that your dudes could be bigger than my dudes if they're rested. So what's the point of resting them when you can just swing at them, right? Yeah. You can manually rest them or suspend them and then swing at them and then get rid of my board anyway, despite what I do. Especially once you get to 3 memory too. I was like, oh, I can never give him 4 because if he can go evolve into Tida and then play Flower Cannon, anything I play is dead.
Yeah, that was a good point about like, yeah, from your point, knowing that 3 is this awkward number for me. Because you can't like.
If you don't already have the Mega or Ultimate in play, usually. If you already have it in play, 3 is everything you need to take control of the
Flower Cannon swing, Flower Cannon swing. Yeah, that's interesting. It's like I don't know. I know that controlling the board is kind of a strategy for all decks to some degree, but it seems like
well, not actually. Not all decks have like a good viable option to do that. Green is one of those decks that doesn't just have like hard removal cards, and it doesn't like certain situations like Terror Cluster, for example. But what's interesting is that the way you actually control the board feeds into your strategy of like, oh, big dudes in play as much as possible, as fast as possible. So that way, once you stick your big dude, anything on my board can now just be swung at if you want it to be.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Like a really fun part about the deck.
That is interesting.
And there is just some, and there is just like some sacky stuff that can happen because like once you get Mimi in play, that's like an extra card on board every single turn.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous.
Yeah. It's the first time I've ever like run out of eggs to hatch, and I'm like, oh well, okay then.
I had like 4 left still, you know, like you speed through the eggs. It's crazy.
All right. Well, that's super fascinating. It's so interesting to just play these different decks and just feel the difference of like, you know, your brain has got to like turn on a different, like,
it's like a different thought process each time.
It is. Yeah, it really is. It's like, okay, green, you know, to the point about beatdown, I guess I didn't really understand what that meant, but it's really just keep swinging, keep controlling the board with your mons for a while.
I wouldn't say it's keep swinging. It's swing when you're ready, and then once you start, don't stop.
Okay.
Because like once you get that first damage in with Titamon, that should only be when you have control of the board or you have like 8 attackers in play. In which case it means it doesn't matter how many removal cards they have, you just win.
Okay.
Right? Like it's not necessarily a continuous aggro deck. It's more like a board setup deck that once that board is set up, it just kills your opponent. It's great.
All right. So that was the games. I think as you can tell, I am still very much learning some of these different archetypes. And green was one where I think anybody out there, especially the people who won the core TCG or have followed that deck list maybe, they'll see exactly where I went wrong in this video. But
like the people out there that like know like green and know like what it kind of wants to do most of the time, to understand like sort of like the lines of play that you just like end up having, or like I guess I can't do anything this turn. That usually kind of comes up because there's so many different like avenues. Sometimes you'll have like a full chain in your hand. Sometimes all you're gonna have is a handful of rookies, and you're like, how do I get level 4s and 5s? Sometimes you're just gonna have level 5s or 4s in your hand that you have to hard play for like 8 or 6, which just blatantly sucks because you just give up so much advantage to your opponent. And if they have like 1 or 2 removal cards, it's just over for you because a lot of your advantage hinges on having powerful dudes in play. But yeah, I definitely think green is one of those decks that like, while yes, it can like be just awkward in most situations, in other situations, it can be just super linear and really easy to kind of go, okay, my opponent's doing this, I'll do this, or okay, they're doing this, I'll do this. It's very adaptable, I think, in every method you play, which I think is a really big selling point for the deck, despite maybe having some minor issues, which is sort of like concept of like what you're supposed to be doing every single turn.
yeah, it's a different play style, and that's
like generically it's different, but like when you look at it like on a big picture of like how you win the game, it's much like any other deck. You set up a board, you achieve that board, you win. That's it.
Yeah. I mean that's fair. I think I focus my personal method has always been focusing way too much on security and like going after security, and you know, I think
you're not wrong to do that. I mean, your dudes are just like blatantly more powerful than other decks out there, like on average. Yeah. So you're most likely going to be safe when it comes to attacking security. If you want to get in early damage, so that way late game you need to have less things in play to get in that final bit of damage. You're not wrong for doing that, but it does leave you open to being punished by cards that your opponent can have, which is a big aspect of this game. You know, people like to say it's like solitaire, really, but no, there's like a key point of interaction, which is what does your opponent have access to? Because while they may not be able to interact with you during your turn, they definitely can interact with you during their turn. And that means they can stop whatever it is you're trying to do. And if you give them more of an opportunity to do so, you might just fall behind and lose, no matter what you're trying to do.
Well, that'll be green. We have two colors left. We have black, which I would argue is probably the worst in this current format in 1.0.
I'll be the first person to say that every deck in this game right now in 1.0 is completely viable. I have lost the black decks. Black decks have really cool options, but I will say this. Deck building for black is the most complicated thing in the world. I have no clue what to do with it. Like the deck you have to build just feels so basic to me that I'm like, this can't be the way you're supposed to play this, right? Like it's so stupidly simple, but whatever. In the future, we'll get tons of really cool black options that'll make the deck just skyrocket in terms of power ceiling that I'm looking forward to messing around with it. But for now, it is just a hodgepodge of whatever you have access to most of the time.
And then purple, which I'm personally very excited about because that purple is a weird one. Super weird.
Purple's great. Purple is like the deck that is like everyone's like winner out of 1.0. Like if you want to talk about like just the cards that came out of 1.0, which color got the best in-box support, purple all the way. You have every viable strategy for purple right now, and then some extra ones that we never knew were going to come out until 1.0 actually came out with its card list. So I think purple is really cool. If you're a player that loves thinking and trying to find funny, broken ways to like make the game stupid, purple is the color for you for sure.
And it didn't even get a starter deck. That's coming
Didn't
out
even
later.
get a starter deck.
All right.
But it got like the most cards, I think, in 1.0 though.
All right. Well, thank you again, and yeah, tune in next week for all that, whatever deck. We don't know exactly what the next one's going to
we'll
be.
find out which one the
It's
next
one of those
is.
two. All right. So yeah, that is the matches. That was the conversation with Steven. Thank you again so much to TrueChampionSteven for joining me. We'll be doing the last 2 colors, hopefully in the next week or 2. He's on vacation right now. Very, very gorgeous locations. But yeah, so whenever he's back, we'll record the last 2. It'll be purple and black, as we said in the video earlier. But excited. I got to get some more purple cards in the mail. But other than that, super excited to wrap this series up over the next 2 episodes and hopefully then be in a good place to understand the Digimon, at least from a 1.0 perspective. But thank you again to Steve for joining me. And you can check his channel out if you haven't already somehow. In the description, I put links there. And thank you so much for watching. And we will catch you in a future video. Carpe awesome.